What is up? Today I'm going to be talking about semen retention once again, but the topic I'm going to be talking about today is people will either love you or they'll hate you on semen retention. And the reason I say this is because, and I'm sure a lot of you who are on this semen retention journey right now have experienced this for no reason at all. You could walk out into public, you can go to the gym, you can go to the grocery store, and there's going to be some people that just randomly are, giving you dirty looks. They have this weird aggression against you. They have this weird thing against you. Or it can be the complete opposite when it comes to semen retention. People also, they'll have this weird tendency to spill their whole life story to you. They'll come up to you and they feel your energy, they feel that you're high vibrational, and they feel that they subconsciously can trust you with whatever they have going on in their life. So what they'll do is they'll go up to you and you'll start talking about, it can be a random topic, but then they'll start spewing, problems that they may have going on, things that from their childhood, or they'll just start talking as if they can trust you. And what this means is they're just very, very in love with your energy, and maybe not on a conscious level, but on a subconscious level. They feel you. When you walk into the room, they feel your energy. Something's different about you. Something about you is valuable to them, and they enjoy that. They enjoy the feeling of that peace, that comfort, that happiness, that joy that you bring into the room. And for them, they can get in tune with that and they enjoy it. For other people, on the other hand, though, I've met a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there's some people here and there where you go into a room and something about your energy, since it's so good, since it's so pure and just confident, you walk into a room with confidence, it bites at their ego a little bit. So let's say you walk into a room, it's full of, where I go to at the gym, it'll be a sauna, and it's obviously only guys because it's in the guys' locker room, but I'll go in there and basically, there's sometimes there'll be like a guy, and he just doesn't like your energy because he feels like you're trying to take all the attention, when in reality you're not trying at all. But he thinks that you're trying to take all the attention, so he tries to one up you. He tries to out ego you. Anytime you say something, he tries to try to correct you, or he tries to one up you in something. You can be like, oh yeah, I just got a really good workout in, and then he'll be like, well yeah, but you're supposed to do this and that. And it's just, most of this is just a subconscious thing. If you're very high vibrational, you're going to let out the demons of other people, something that they have hiding, something that, because in reality what it is they see something in you that they wish they had. They see something in you, they don't know what it is. It might be the energy, it might be the looks, it might be the confidence, it might be the charisma, it might be it might be anything. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you hold yourself, something about you really, really affects their ego, because they think that they have it all down. They think that they're great, they think that they're cool, yada yada yada. But then when you walk into the room, they're like, holy crap, this guy has something figured out that I do not have figured out. And that really, really tears at their ego. I've had times where even I'm walking into a gym, or I'm just walking around, and someone will just stare at me. It'll be a guy, and he'll just stare at me, and he'll get mad because the energy that I have when I look at them and they look at me, they get really anxious or energetic, and they want to fight. I've had times like that. And what it really comes down to is energy. Whenever you're practicing semen retention, whenever you're holding on to your life force energy, your seminal fluid, whenever you're holding on to this stuff, you become a magnet. You become literally, you become like the sun. Like in the universe, in the spectrum, you become the sun, and everything revolves around you. And when your energy is so high and when it's so potent, people have no other option but to pay attention. They have no other option but to be pulled towards you. And I've even had instances where I'm out in public and people randomly touch me, or like they want to touch me, or they'll want to touch my hair, or they something about me. They may not know it consciously, but subconsciously they just want to touch me. They like my energy, so they gravitate towards me. And it doesn't really matter who it is. And even mostly for like, I'll notice for like little kids or animals, because they're the least tampered with in society. It's like with a kid, they're pure, they're happy, they're joyful, they're full of energy, they're doing this, they're doing that. And then when they see you, they feel protected. They feel like, it's almost like they see something, they can just pick up on energy very easily. So if they're in a room and they see you, they know they can trust you. They smile, they get happy, they want to play and do all that. And even animals, they feel more protected. They feel happy when they're around you. You'll notice, like in nature, even things out in nature, animals seem to trust you more because your energy is so high. You're so high vibrational. Everyone loves you. Or like I said, people can hate you if they have very low energy. It's always the people on the opposite side of the spectrum. If they have very, very low energy and they're just a very angry person, they're very combative, if you start talking to them, they might get really, really annoyed just because you have so much energy. And I've had times where I've felt so high vibrational and so high energy. I'll walk into the sauna and I'll sit down next to somebody, and like in my mind, I know that we all have like an aura, or like a magnetic field all around our body. And I'll sit down, and like the person next to me will be like, "Oh man, it's getting really hot. Oh man," like, and it's always the person like right next to me, and I know in my mind it's because of my energy. They can't handle it. They can't be around it. It's just too much for them. It's like a high state of consciousness. And there's even been stories where there's like yogis out in India where they have such high consciousness that even if you're in their vicinity, it raises your conscious level. That's why you always see when it comes to like yogis and they're meditating, you always see that in their like gurus or whatever, but whenever you see their disciples, the people that they're teaching, you always see them meditating at their feet. You always see them meditating around them, because when someone's consciousness is so high and they walk into a room, you're automatically raising the consciousness of the room. You're raising the energy of the room no matter what you do. And that's why semen retention is so important. It's why it's so powerful. It's why it's so impactful, because it's not just about you. People like to make semen retention seem like, oh, it's so egotistical, it's all about you, you're trying to one up everybody, you're trying to be better than everybody, but that's really not even that's not even what it's really about. It's really about everybody becoming better. It's about everyone living, growing, evolving, expanding, finding truth, becoming truth. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And that's the main reason why I got into it. At first it was kind of egotistical. I was like, okay, I'm going to be stronger, I'm going to be better looking, I'm going to have more confidence, yada yada yada. But then I realized, I'm doing this because it makes me the best version of myself that I can possibly be. I'm not falling for lust. I'm not giving up my energy to meaningless things. I'm using my energy to spread the truth, to help people, to show people that anything is possible, to show people that at the end of the day, you are the only thing that matters. And if you can become the best version of yourself, you're automatically going to help everyone around you. You'll see it firsthand with your family. You'll see it with your friends. They'll start to look at you differently. Like, man, why are you so hardworking? Why are you so smart? Why are you always putting extra effort into everything that you do? It's because you have that extra energy. You have that extra switch that most men don't have. You see, most men nowadays, they're so addicted to porn. They're so addicted to dopamine, that quick dopamine fix, but they wonder why they hate themselves. They wonder why they're depressed. They wonder why, when in real life, in real situations, they can't even talk to a girl because they look at women as objects. They're watching their phone screen and they're looking at women as physical objects. They're not looking at women as human beings that we're supposed to connect with. And most men don't understand the power of a woman. The true power of a feminine woman, a very feminine woman, is super powerful. And you will never ever in your life meet a true feminine woman unless you're fully enveloped in your masculine. And you cannot be fully enveloped in your masculine if you're constantly molesting yourself and beating your meat to porn all day. If you're doing that, then you're basically telling the universe you're not worthy, because you're literally cucking. You're technically cucking yourself by doing that each and every single day. It's virtual stimulation. It's fake dopamine, and it's making you lazy. It's making you fat. It's making you unmotivated. And every time you say, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna do it one more time, it's okay, I'm gonna do it another time, you're feeding into that demon. You're feeding into that addiction. You're feeding into that negative impulse. And that shows you have zero control over your livelihood. And that shows you have zero control over yourself. And if you have zero control over yourself, you have zero control over the money you make. You have zero control over your finances, your business. And that's why semen retention is so important. And for people who, I don't really get mad about this stuff, because I understand a lot of people are just internet trolls and they hide their faces, and it's always accounts that have 0 followers. But there's people that are going to comment, they're going to say, oh, yada yada yada, he's coping, he's this, he's that. I've never heard somebody talk about not getting laid or whatever. It's always these people who are wasting their time out of their day to comment on other people's social media and stuff like that. I'm not worried about people like that. My main objective is to spread the truth and help people and show people the way. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps so much with my channel. It helps me get more views and more comments, and just ultimately spread the truth. That's all I really want to do. I appreciate every single one of you. Peace.